Today is the anniversary of me becoming a Texan, and it's also the anniversary of 9/11. We talked about both to start off this morning's Good Morning Disney. I might have to buy one today. I'm going in there. Can't wait in the house. What's going on? Nice hat choice for the day it is. Thank you. Exactly, Misty. And you know what? We haven't even talked Disney yet, but I want to talk a little 9/11. I know I've got stuff on there, but everybody, you know what? I don't like talking negative, and I don't like going back in time. Got to get back in time. I like looking forward and looking ahead and having plans and doing things and hopefully inspiring other people to do ththings and doing more things. But 9/11 is one of those days. 19 years, people. 10 years ago today, I became a Texan. 19 years ago today, we all. You know what? Somebody smarter than me said it this way, and I'm gonna try my best to do it justice. 19 years ago today was horrible, but 19 years ago tomorrow. And the next day and the next day and the next day was beautiful. I wish we could get back to that. I wish we didn't have to have people die to come together. But boy, didn't we, right? Everybody had a flag outside. Everybody was pulling in the same direction. Everybody was trying to help each other get through it. Now we're trying to divide and conquer like it's a game of Stratego for the stupid. And it's really, somebody write that down, a game for Stratego for the stupid. I'm so ready for this election to be over. I'm so ready for the dumbest of the dumbest of the dumb to shut the heck up. And I just want to have some fun. So let's do that here. But let's lead off with 9/11. Where were you? What was going on? I'll tell you my story. I'd like to hear your story in chat. Where were you? What do you remember? For me, we lived in Southern California and we had just had our baby, Peyton, who was our 19-year-old. Beatles, Huey Lewis. Look at Pax. Pax knows stuff. Pax, where do you live? We got to go have a lunch sometime, man. Ray J in the house. What's going on, my man? Ray J. I think, well, let's just get back to it. So my 19-year-old who's at the orthodontist right now, costing me money. She had just been born. She would have been, what, 2 months old, I guess? Yeah. 1 month old, whatever the heck. And little. She was little. She was a little tiny baby. And we were in California and we woke up. We still wake up late. We run an after school program. We're after school evening work people. We have been for a long time. And so I was just getting up. Wifey was already awake. She's in the bathroom. I'm laying in bed, awake, but I'm laying in bed. Baby's cooing or doing whatever it is babies do. Whatever. And the news is on. And Paula says, hey, wake up. You need to see what's going on, or you should see this, or whatever she says. And she says to me, the Twin Towers have been knocked down in New York. I'm like, and so that's a big thing to see, right? So I look at the TV, Fox News, CNN, whatever it was, and I'm looking at one tower, but I don't know what I'm looking at. And she says the Twin Towers have been attacked and they fell down. And I'm like, sweetie, that's not the Twin Towers, because one was still up. One had come down and one was still up. I'm like, I don't know what I'm looking at, but the Twin Towers is two. And she said, no. I don't know. Maybe I'm confused, because she's brushing her teeth, she's doing her thing. And a couple minutes later, I see the second plane hit. I watch it happen, like so many of us did, right? And yeah, that was a scary thing. I was running the Boys and Girls Clubs of San Marcos out in Southern California. Hours later, I remember, because you just had a baby. It was our first baby. We had adopted 2 kids and birthed her. Paula was pregnant and we adopted 2 kids. So we went from 0 kids to 3 kids like that. So I went from a guy with a wife and we were doing some foster care, helping out people, to I had a family of 5, my wife and 3 people. And all of a sudden America's under attack. What the heck? It was a rough day to drive away. I remember thinking, I run an after school program. I ran the Boys and Girls Clubs, one in San Diego at the time. I remember thinking, what am I doing? Should I go to work? Yes. People are going to be scared. People are going to need stuff. I don't know what's going on. So I went into the office and I was the only one there. I had the key and, and I opened it up and the boss calls and said, I'm not coming in. Nobody comes in but me for hours. And we didn't have TV at the time. So I turned on the radio. I was listening to the coverage that many of you saw live on TV. I was watching the bulk of it on the radio. Certainly the aftermath, certainly after this stuff came down, the whole day that everybody watched in horror and tried to figure out what was going on. I was listening to it on a little radio in my office at the front door, managing things and taking phone call after phone call after phone call. School got canceled that day, obviously, but that didn't happen very quickly, if I remember correctly. And I was getting all kinds of calls about what to do. Are we going to be open? Are we going to open? And We ended up not being open, I think. We were open. We stayed open. I was taking calls from all the staff. Should I come in today? Yes, you should come in today. I don't know what's going to go on. I'm going to need you for the kids. And I think about half of the staff came in, if I remember correctly. But point being, it was such a crazy, terrifying time because nobody knew what was going on. Especially me not having TV, listening to the radio in between taking phone calls. I was sitting at the front desk, not where I would normally sit, so I could see people coming up to the door. And if I remember correctly, nobody came. We sat next to, we were in the city community room facility. So the Boys and Girls Club was on the right, and to my left would have been the city gym. Mom, you remember in San Marcos, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The city gymnasium, and all the city workers were there, and nobody came in. And so I was the only one handling things very few people came in, lots of phone calls. But I remember feeling like a counselor that day for parents. I don't know if there's going to be school, but will you be open? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And nobody even knew what questions to ask or what was going on. And then, I remember weeks later, I was at a training. It was for work down at SeaWorld in San Diego. And if you know San Diego SeaWorld, it's right by Lindbergh Field being the international airport in San Diego. And it was like 3 weeks later. Don't quote me on that. I don't swear to that, but I'll get caught up in chat. I want to hear your stories. I'll read them here in a minute. And then we'll talk Disney, I promise. So 3 weeks later or something, some amount of time later, we're down in SeaWorld. We're having a training. And you're right where Lindbergh is. It was the first day the planes went back up. And we heard planes. I remember, I get chills right now. Everybody clapped because we were getting back to normal, It was rough. So, unfortunately, I think we're in a time like that right now where we need to get back to normal. And I think the NFL helped a lot with that last night. I hope it did. Disney being open, the NFL being open, Major League Baseball being open. I think those things need to happen. Frankly, we need to have our freaking election to remind people that we're not a third world country. We're not out of control. Rochester might be, Portland might be, Chicago might be, but the people aren't. Things are out of control right now because we're allowing it, and it needs to stop, and it will stop. But where were you? I'd like to hear. All right, let's see what we got. I was sitting at home recovering from foot surgery. Oh, I remember that. You kicked me or something right now. I'm just kidding. Ray J, I was in Colorado. Didn't have class that morning, so I woke up late. Turned on Yahoo, and saw the news. I thought it was a joke at first. Yeah, my instinct to my wife was, that's not the Twin. I don't know what I'm looking at, but that's not the Twin Towers. But it was. I thought it was a joke at first. Then I turned on the TV and saw it was real. Hey, Jack, Sandy Claus, Logan, what's going on? Haunted Mansion Holiday? Oh, Haunted Mansion Holiday 20. Oh, I didn't realize that. Is it really? I was teaching music at elementary school. I remember you said you were a teacher. That's awesome, Mar. No music that day. The kids and I watched TV coverage. Try explaining terrorists to elementary kids. Yeah, I worked. Yeah. I didn't have to explain it to them that day. But a few weeks later, I certainly was. It was rough. That was rough. Oh, thank you. Somebody just became a member. Corner Sports. Tommy, thank you, buddy. Thank you for becoming a member. By the way, right in the middle of the story, but we got a new member, so I should share it. Tommy, thank you, Corner Sports. Tonight I have a membership-only Zoom call, Zoom party. Is it Emma? I think Emma called it a Zoom party. I'm like, yeah, that's more fun than a Zoom call. But it's a lot of fun. This will be week 3 in a row, and this is for members only. So Tommy, you'll get an invite, and the link will go on the members only community tab. Okay, so please check the members only community tab if you wanted to be there. I'll post it probably in a few hours. After this, I've got to go into the office. Some pretty exciting stuff for there too, but I'll be home early enough. We'll post it in there. But it'll be a lot of fun, and I'm showing off. I'm showing you guys something that I've had created for channel members that you'll be the first people to see and the first people to get if you're members. So check that out if you're interested. And Tommy, again, thank you so much. Means a lot. The memberships mean a lot. I appreciate it. I was having a really neat conversation with one of my favorite creators last night after our NFL watch party and talking about membership, and just appreciate it. All right, big Disney fan. Keith said, I went to the community center where I volunteered at after the towers were struck, and the director and AD, athletic director maybe, asked me how I was doing, and I said, fine, despite that the U.S. has been attacked. Yeah. It's weird to even say out loud 20 years ago that we were attacked. I'll be honest with you, it still pisses me off, and it makes me want to take action. And hallelujah, so many Americans did. I was in New York City for the first act. Wow, Joey, in 93. Second one, we had friends and family right there. I didn't have friends. I had acquaintances there for the second one, the main one. A lot of the frantic calls, Then all the phone lines clogged, found out we lost an acquaintance. Oh, yeah. I didn't lose anyone I knew well. A guy I played football against in high school that was a star, so I was aware of him. He was I guess he was a broker, I think, in one of the towers. I didn't have a connection anyway. I mean, I was a San Diegan, so most people on the East Coast had more likelihood of knowing somebody, but it was rough still. It was still rough. Still my country, right? I was a senior in high school, part of your world adventures. It was right before class started. We stayed in school but did nothing but watch the news all day. I was in school for the Challenger explosion. I was in history class. And I don't remember how long it took us. I remember not doing much the rest of the day and kind of just being, I don't remember what we did the rest of the day. So I guess I was not feeling like, but actually being in a little bit of shock. It was weird. Yeah, I was in junior high for that. So anyway, senior in high school, right before class started, we stayed in school but did nothing but watch the news all day. I was in current events that quarter. There you go. It was very quickly become current event. Yeah, that's for dang sure. It's still where were you when, right? It was kind of what we're doing right now. The generation before us had, December 7th, Pearl Harbor, JFK, obviously in 63, the Challenger explosion and 9/11. May we never have another one, right? I would like to say I remember where I was when the Dodgers won the 2020 World Series. A little more fun. We grew up with a view of the towers and been there a gazillion times. Still unreal. Yeah, I've been there since. I had never been there previous. We talked about that a little bit last night on NFL Watch Party. At the same time, I had a Muslim friend who has Muhammad in his full name, and I was kind of scared for his safety if there was retaliation. I've never really understood that, Rage. Actual bad, horrible things happen, but we're worried about what someone else might have happen because, and that I've heard it for years, and respectfully, I hope this comes off respectful. Because a Muslim does something bad, why would everyone else hate Muslims? That seems insanely ridiculous to me. I'm not saying it didn't happen, but I don't understand why one person would be mad, when anyone would be mad at somebody because they have the same ethnicity as a bad guy. That's kind of insane. I too have a 19-year-old, says Davey Crockett here. He was my first thought when I heard about this. I had one of those waterproof mirror radio combo things. I remember those. I had one of those when I was younger. Was standing in the shower, shaving, listening to the news. Yeah. Misty says, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Misty, where'd it go? Hold on, guys. I got to find it. There it is. Misty Harris says, I was at my first work anniversary. I hope you guys don't mind this. It's 9/11. I want to. We'll talk about Disney, I swear. If I'm boring you to death, we'll be back to Disney most of the time. Sorry, tomorrow. I was at my first work anniversary. Oh, wow. After moving to Omaha area. Jeez, I moved again. Misty, it doesn't want me to read it. There we go. 1 year and 2 months I'd been there. I was visiting with my cube mate. People started to gather and watch the news. My cousin watched it from his apartment in New York. Wow, says Lori. Kay says, I was at work. My coworker's husband called her. Told her what was happening. We all thought he was mixed up, right? Something you don't want to believe, right? We had it on TV, and our boss kept coming in and updating us. Yeah. By the afternoon there, the main management had come in, and we had like 3 or 4 different radios in different areas. It was weird. Brittany says, I was in 9th grade history class, so we watched it in the lockdown. Shortly after the Constitution went into effect, shutting down grand juries, and I don't know what that means. I was home on my day off, says Nick, listening to music on the radio, and they said something about it and thought it was fake. Later said it again. Yeah. I remember, I'm a big sports radio guy. At least I was at the time. I still love sports radio, but I used to drive alone a lot. I had to drive an hour twice a day. And it was just me. So I listened to anything I want. I was listening to really loud rock music and or sports. So I listened to a lot of sports radio at the time, and it was hard for them to get off of 9/11 news for weeks. Lori says, my mom was planning a trip to see her sister and found out that the pharmacy, when refilling the meds, oh, gotcha. She couldn't get in touch with her sister, and of course, no one could travel there. Yeah. Bill, my buddy, says a woman that works with my wife worked at the tower. She didn't go in that morning because she had to take her kid. Wow, to the doctor. 658 people that she worked with. She worked at Cantor Fitzgerald. I know everybody knows Cantor Fitzgerald. Wow, I remember the Cantor Fitzgerald stories very well. Wow. It's crazy. Party World Adventures. We are definitely in a time like that right now. I agree. We're fomenting fear and anger for freaking sport, and it needs to stop. Soon it will stop because the board will get tired, or those who are allowing the dummies to act will be dealt with, and that'll be a bad day for everybody. So I hope they calm the heck down on their own quickly. I watched on my TV, says Pax, about to go to school, and I thought it was fake at first. Who among us didn't think it was fake at first? I certainly did. Then my mom was telling me, oh my, this is real. Somehow then I watched the second hour. Yeah, I think I've shared my story on how I was watching, unsure of why they were telling me it was the Twin Towers when I could only see one. I think all of us who saw it for the first time with one tower down didn't think it was that. And then you see the plane hit. And I remember thinking immediately, well, something already happened that I didn't see. And now a plane hit, we're under attack. Like I remember, obviously everyone knows you're under attack. Well, it's the iconic now video of, I don't remember who did it. It was whispering into President Bush's ear, the second tower's been hit, sir, we're under attack. Anyone who could even pretend like they have the brain knows that the second attack, we're under attack. And who else would attack us? It became clear that it was going to be terrorism, and it was going to be somebody. Russia wasn't going to do it. China wasn't going to do it. So it was going to be a terrorist situation. But geopolitical talk with Dole with Dad. But anyway, it is what it is. Cases we do support for retail stores. There were a few stores in the building we supported, people we knew. Yeah, good stuff. We've made Nick's out of here. Have a good day. Hey, Pete, what's going on, my man? Glad you're here. I was in history class just about to take a quiz. Choice World, it's right. Or right, Jeff. Back then, the only thing on the news was about the disappearance of Chandra Levy. Yeah, boy, that was big news at the time. And then who remembers that? And then, bam, it stopped. It sure did. That guy got away with murder. Need to cancel Netflix. Oh, that's random. I don't have Netflix. I'm just suggesting y'all consider it. I don't know what we're talking about. Tremaine at Disney, what's going on? So there you go. I hope I didn't bring anybody down, but we shouldn't forget. And if you're mad about it, I don't think that's bad. I am. Maybe that's why I don't think it's bad. But take action. Don't be mad at people. Be mad at be mad at the people who did it. But they gone. They in the dirt. Yeah, I think the best way to move forward is to remember why we were attacked. And why we were attacked is because we were the greatest land ever in the history of ever that gives the most freedom ever. Then and now. And I get that there's a small, vocal, stupid minority right now that is probably pissed that I said that. I don't know if anyone are hearing it now. I honestly don't care. You're blessed to live here. If you're too stupid to know that, cool. Good luck to you. Go work at Arby's. I need my beef and cheddar. But I don't understand the hate. The people are still breaking the rules and scaling the mountains and doing all the things to get here. We don't oppress. We provide. We serve. We allow for. We create openings for. And anybody who doesn't see that just has a desire to hate. So I won't forget, and I appreciate you all being here. And I hope that didn't bring anybody down, but I'm still a little pissed, I'm not going to lie. But it doesn't stop me from loving some Disney. Let's talk about some Disney. What a pivot, right? So there you go. Thanks for watching this clip of Good Morning Disney. Monday through Saturday, 9:15 Central Time, 10:15 Eastern Time, almost every day. You should check it out. Thanks. Have the best day ever. Bye for now.